Money. Interesting. They've had several different types of monies. They have paper money, which is like literally just, it's a promise. It's really nothing. You can consider this a algo stablecoin or an algo dollar. Then you had fractional tokens, which are these. They're clad tokens. They're made of copper. They're made of a bunch of junk metals. I mean, they're at least worth something. I mean, this coin, it is a dollar. It's an Eisenhower dollar. It's worth, in metal value, maybe 10 cents, but yet the monetary value is $1. And then you have other coins like this. This is a Morgan dollar. This is actually made of silver. So listen to the ping. Oh, geez, I hit my face. Let's try that again. It's got a nice ping to it. So what's interesting about these silver coins is there's actually about $20 in silver in this, and it does have collector's value as well. It's a very old coin, 1882. Well, actually, no, it's very young if you're talking to an old person. Remember that. You can consider this a over-collateralized token or money. Why is that? Well, because the silver value is worth about $20, and the token value is, well, it's $1. So you have different types of token models. Whereas, I dropped my dollars. Give me a second. These, you can consider them algorithmic. These are basically nothing to print this. It's trash. I mean, it's literally trash. Then you have the fractional stablecoin. I know it has a hole in it, so it's not 10 cents worth. It's like 8 cents. But this would be fractional because metal is about 10 to 20 cents and the token is worth $1. So it actually has no or a little bit of collateral, and the rest you can kind of say it's just like algo, whatever. And then you have the Morgan dollar, which is over collateralized because the silver is worth more than the dollar. Anyways, so those are some different monies. Sorry for the long intro, but in today's KuCoin DigiDive, we are going to be talking about FXS. If you guys would like to get started trading this coin, there's a link in the description below, and it will give you 20% off trading fees. So what is Frax? Frax Finance. Well, this is a fractionalized stablecoin. Frax is the stablecoin, and FXS is the governance token / seniorage token. If you don't know what seniorage means, it just means the earlier you're in, the more you make. Not financial advice, of course. But in order to mint Frax, or $1 worth of Frax, you have to burn $1 worth of value, or at least lock up some collateral and burn a portion of FXS. FXS is your token that is going to serve for the fractionalized part. Whereas the collateral part would either be a ETH AMO, a Curve AMO, like stable coins. There's several different tokens that are used as collateral in here, and I'll explain that later in this video. But the TLDR is there's a portion of this stablecoin that is made up of funny money. And this is the interesting use case of Frax. It creates a very capital efficient money because instead of having to put up a 1-to-1 ratio or an over collateralized position, you're actually able to put up less money. And believe it or not, this is actually what the United States government does. They actually have no collateral. Literally, we don't have the gold standard anymore. So, oh, you need $1 trillion? Boop, there's a zero. You're done. Here's your trillion. That's all they do. That is a fully algo model. Ever since we got off the silver and we got off the gold, that's where we've gone to. So let me go ahead and show you guys some interesting data, some interesting metrics you guys need to know on Frax Finance. And let's go ahead and get into the deets. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink my face, get it out of the way. But you guys can see here, there's some interesting metrics right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the supply on Frax. This is a very important metric to keep in mind. The reason why this is an important metric to keep in mind is Frax is your stable coin. As more and more Frax is minted, there's going to be more and more FXS that is burned. As you guys can see over time, if we do the price, yeah, the price is going up because it's burning. Yeah, that's how it works. If you go to the supply, you can kind of see it's starting to trend down. Yes, it's a slow trend, but remember, it's a fractionalized stablecoin. So there's a portion, as you can see here, it's only 86% collateral ratio. What this means is for every Frax stablecoin that is minted, 13.5% of it will be made of FXS. And this FXS that is used is burned. So it's off the market, it's gone, it's burned, it's into an oblivion. But the opposite is true. When people go to redeem Frax, a portion of this will be FXS and whatever collateral that was put in. Let's use this as a segue to talk about some of the collateral. So as you guys can see here, these are different AMOs that make up the protocol. Over here in the AMO section, you guys can see these are the different tokens that are inside and backing the Frax stablecoin. I know it's a lot of stuff to look at, but basically you have different LPs, all kinds of liquidity. But the biggest thing you guys need to understand is what backs the Frax token are actually yield-bearing assets. This is very important to understand. Being that the treasury is taking on or having yield-bearing assets backing it as collateral, this is earning the Frax protocol fees. This is earning it extra money. And what happens is this extra money is thrown to stakers, and it's also used to buy back and burn the FXS token. This is FXS 1559. It basically calculates all the excess value in the system that's above the collateral ratio. So if it's 85% and the collateral for the token is 86%, it will take that 1%, go out on the market, buy a portion of FXS, and burn it. So this is basically reducing the supply. If you don't know what burn does, just think of it like this. You go to the store and there's 10 bags of chips. Great, it's awesome. And there's 10 people in there, we can all buy it. We can all get a bag of chips. But now there's only 5 bags of chips and there's 10 people in there. We're gonna have a bidding war on hands. In fact, I'm gonna get all those chips because I like Fritos. So here's a higher level overview. This is a quick picture. This is using the example of USDC. So how it goes in is USDC and a portion of FXS are paired together to make that $1 worth of Frax, and boom, you got Frax. And then when people want to pull out and withdraw, they return their Frax and they get USDC and FXS in exchange. This is how the mint and burn function works. What I really like about the Frax token model is if you go over onto Frax Finance and go on the dashboard, this collateral ratio is actually dynamic. So this can change. This is not set in stone. This is actually set by the market. If the market says, dude, you got way too much funny money in there, then it'll ask for more collateral by taking the Frax that's in the market, burning it to bring back the original collateral. This will raise the ratio, and then when it raises the ratio, it also creates trust in the marketplace. And then if people are like, whoa, it's way too much collateral, we can just make printer go burr. Then printer goes burr, and then it brings down the collateral ratio. So TLDR is the market can determine the exact collateral that is backing this. So far, we've went over how the Frax protocol works, use case of FXS, the type of collateral that backs the Frax stablecoin. Now, lastly, let's talk about the FXS token value accrual. I'm going to go ahead and sum it up with a couple of things. The first is EIP or FIP 1559. Any of the collateral that is over the actual collateralization ratio, which is due to the yield-bearing assets that they're taking on, goes back to buy back and burn the FXS token, which is a positive. The next feature is the more Frax that is minted, the more FXS is burned. Another burning feature. Next, we have a thing called staking. I didn't even get into that, but I'm going to show you guys this now. As you can see here on VEFXS, this is the same thing as Curve. 63% of the current circulating supply is locked. So we have burn number 1 from FIP 1559. You have the burn from Frax being minted. You have the lock of tokens that cannot be sold because they're just straight up locked. And then you also have the tokens that are locked up in LPs. So there is a supply crunch right there. That's why the price of this token likes to rip, because it's extremely volatile. You guys will see that on the KuCoin price charts. I remember this token maybe 6-7 months ago. It was like $2. So that explains the volatility. By the way, guys, if you guys didn't know, they had a FPI airdrop. So if you were staking your Frax, you can actually go grab some of that now if you guys want to go check that out. Now we see all the demand for this FXS token and all the burn on this FXS token. What is the additional use case of it? Well, it has to do with governance. Governance is actually more important than you think, especially with protocols like this. Remember I told you most of the collateral has curve AMOs. Now, there are also other curve pools that are paired with the Frax token. Now, what Frax is doing that's extremely interesting is they hold a bunch of convex. Being a major holder of convex and also being a holder of FXS, you can direct liquidity incentives to your curve pool. Now, the funny thing about directing incentives, as the yield farmer and me, and if you guys are yield farmers as well, you chase after the yields. So you deposit money into there. When you deposit money into there, that brings the yields up even more. That now brings more traders because you have deeper liquidity pools. And you know what happens when you have more traders? Them fees go up. So you make more money, which attracts more liquidity, which attracts more traders. And then you have this cyclical flywheel that causes more and more people to have the black hole of liquidity being right centered smack dab into your LP pool. And FXS has a very interesting spot because they hold a bunch of this convex and they hold a bunch of this curve. So if a protocol wants liquidity for their token, what do they have to do? They got to go buy some FXS. So there is another buy source. So you have lots of buy sources on FXS, and this basically creates this narrative for driving the price action on this. Now, I'm not telling anyone to go buy this, but I want to leave you guys with my closing thoughts. You have a token with direct value accrual. As Frax is minted, more FXS is locked up. As more protocols want liquidity directed their way, they're going to need the FXS token. As the collateral backing the Frax token is earning money, that's going to go back and buy back the FXS token. As more people are staking the FXS token, this will take more supply off of the market. So you have the direct value accrual. All that's there. Awesome. You got the stablecoin. Great. This is fun. This allows more people to get in without actually buying the coin or buying FXS directly. Okay, that's cool. Where's the catalyst? The catalyst is the 4 pool that's coming up. The 4 pool is going to be paired with USDC, USDT, Frax, and UST. This is very important to understand. Curve pools have to be balanced. In order to balance these pools, or in this one in particular, it will have to be 25% Frax, 25 USDT, USDC, and UST. If a bunch of people are depositing all these other stablecoins and not Frax, that Frax has got to come from somewhere. And that's going to be the catalyst for the buy pressure on the FXS token. Because as you remember in the beginning of the video, I mentioned to you, in order to mint Frax, you need a portion of FXS and collateral. That is where the catalyst is laying. Now, if Bitcoin gets nuked, or if people are deciding not to deposit over there, there is always a chance that this doesn't work out. Me personally, I see Frax as an extremely long-term play. I'm really bullish on the project. I'm bullish on what the team is doing. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I really think this is an interesting protocol. It has direct value capture, and it has a catalyst to facilitate the deal. If you guys enjoyed this KuCoin DigiDive, make sure you guys subscribe to the KuCoin YouTube channel. And if you guys want to see some of our previous videos, there is one here or somewhere. It'll be on the screen. Make sure you guys check it out. Peace.